Hello and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room Recap for Thursday, April the 12th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Any questions for me? You can use this email address. This is a link to get into the free room. You don't have to be a member of Trade Ideas to be in our trading room. I share my screen all day long, get live on the mic. This happens around 9 o'clock Eastern Time. I'll go to 9 a.m., and that's about 9 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. Monday to Thursday, and up to 3 p.m. on Friday. This is a subscription link, and I still have the link for the test drive. And the test drive will start April the 16th. You'll start to receive live data at around 7 in the morning Eastern Time. However, probably give it a couple of hours after the market closes on Friday. You should be able to download the program by then. The data's not live, of course, because the market's closed. But hey, I use the program all weekend too. I do my homework, so you can actually download the program and try and start playing around with it. Maybe figure out how to create some alerts and top lists and things like that. Certainly by Monday, though, should be set to go and should be an exciting week. And it'll cost you $8.88 for the 5 trading days. All right. Well, my goodness. My goodness. So MFGP, a number of us were in this one, and just to show you why we were in this one at all, check out the daily chart on this. So, I actually got into this one right around on a 15 break, and I sold out in this area. That was a few days ago. All right. And why do we do that? Well, you just look at the void left. I mean, as we call it, the gap, the void, whatever you want to call it. And just amazing how, it had a horrible day here, obviously. $26 down to just under 13. Got as low as 12.69. Kicked around this area for a while before it made that move. And of course, that's when we got interested in it. I think Tom in our room alerted us to this. And this is exactly what we want to see. We want to see something that has a huge potential fill. Now, we're never saying that it's going to get all the way back up here, but it doesn't have to. It can get like with 10% of that move, and that'd be great. Anyway, so let me just bring back the 15-minute time frame. So as I said, I did get out of that trade earlier, but I got back into the trade at 1633. This was 2 days ago. Held on through this. I was sort of bound and determined that I was going to hold this one. And in fact, I might have even been the day before. It doesn't really matter. I was in at 1633. And, didn't really do that much yesterday. And then I wake up this morning and it's not really doing too much. And all of a sudden, bam! It was pretty exciting to watch. And I guess what the news was is that a fund, Elliott Management, looks like they're interested in them and maybe even interested in taking them private. So that was the news. So I sold, remember I'm in at 1663 from a couple of days ago. So on that spike, I sold some right here at 1775 and then some up here at 1840. It got all the way up here and then it started to pull back. So at this point, I still own some. I want to see, in fact, we're toying with the idea of maybe adding again if it gets back over 18. And, it tried right there and then it pulled back. We'll have to see. But at any rate, this turned out just to be a fantastic trade for a lot of us in the room. For me, it was like a 2-day swing trade. The time before, I think, was only about a day and a half swing trade. I don't hold things very long. But anyway, this turned out to be really, really well. Kind of set the tone for the rest of the day. Didn't really have to do too much. And I didn't. Let's see, I did take a couple of ones at CHGG. That one did not work out. Let me see. I took it at, it was actually a Holly alert at 21.19. I missed it. I would have loved to have taken it in this area, but because it was just over the whole number, I missed it. I ended up taking it at 21.50 on the break. If you look at the daily chart, and you see why I did that, you see that right there was a little break, and I thought, okay, if it takes that out, it might have a chance to, get somewhere into this area. And now it did, but it didn't go high enough for me, and consequently, I didn't take the scalp on it. I got in right here. It did move up to 21.60. I was actually hoping that it would get maybe the high 70s before I took some out. Didn't happen, and so I ended up taking a 9-cent loss on this one. And I'm still in this one. I just took this just a little bit before. And and I don't exactly know what I'm going to do with this one. This is I'm in at 1222. We were discussing about swing trading, and again, if you back this out, you're going to see exactly. Doesn't this look a little bit like the other one, the MFGP? You know, it has you look left. There's the big void. The only difference between the MFGP is that it didn't have a lot of chop like this. It was more like this, and then it started to move. So this is a little more choppy. However, it has a very interesting look. I said that if it closes near the high of the day, I would probably hold it. If it doesn't, I don't want to hold it. I'm in at 1222. I actually had a chance for a little quick little scalp on it, but I kind of missed it. I probably should have taken some out. But one of my the four criteria, you know, when I click on an alert in Trade Ideas, the very first thing I am looking at is this big daily chart I have on my monitor, other monitor. You don't see that on on my shared screen. But when I see something like this, I go, aha, okay. And then the next thing I look for is where is the 200-day moving average? And nowhere to be. Oh, I know why. Just one second. I don't have this on here. I'm gonna have to remember to add that to a daily chart. I have it on my other daily chart, but this is a sort of a new chart. So let me just symbol linking. I remember. I think it's up here. So let me just input it again, and I'm going to show you where the. Yeah. So it is actually at 1397. It's actually at 1397 right up here. Let's just add it. Indicators, SMA. $200. See if I can remember how to do this. And I think it's just like this. Get rid of these parentheses. I think that's it. Let me choose a color. What do we got here? We have blue and all that. Let me choose maybe, or yeah, let's just see what happens here. There we go. So there's the 200-day moving average right there. Okay, that's how easy it is to add these things. So anyway, it's not ideal for a swing because it's not. I mean, it's far enough away for an intraday trade for sure. I'd like to see that way up here, but imagine this wasn't here. Just going to go over like the four criteria for swing trading. Look at a chart. It looks like this. Okay, number one. Number two, you take a look. If on the chart, you should see the 200-day. Let's pretend it was up here. That's number two. Number three, I checked to see when the company has earnings. I don't want to. I'm never going to hold anything through earnings. So as long as it's far enough away, that would be number three. And number four, for me to swing this one, I want it to close near the high of the day. I don't want it to drop all the way back down and then have to struggle getting through the high again. You know, so imagine if it breaks down and I hold it, and now it's tomorrow, and now we've got to struggle to get through that high again. So I want it to close near the high of the day. So anyway, that's it. So I want to get back into the room. The SPY. Yeah, it's kind of doing its thing a little bit. You know, this was the pre-market action, so it started off well, pre-market. It gapped up a little bit, and then it just meandered around. Now it's starting to drop somewhat. You know, news of, I don't know, the Syria conflict could escalate. Who knows? You know, it's a tweet here and a tweet there, so you never really know what's happening. But anyway, the market is now starting to give it up a bit, so have to see what happens there. So I want to get back into the room, so I'm going to shut this down. And again, if you have any questions for me, this is the email address you can use. And this is a link for the free trading room. This is a link for subscription, 15% instant promo code there for you. I'll open the room tomorrow at about 9 o'clock Eastern Time. That's when I'll start to share my screen. And I'll get live on the mic at 9:05. So hope everybody has a great evening, and we'll see you in our trading room tomorrow. Bye-bye.